Welcome, Japan.
Welcome to another edition of Welcome Japan. I'm your host, Mr. Radrey, where I interview creatives inside or outside Japan. And today we are outside of Japan. Is that correct?
Yeah.
We're outside Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Take you all the way to Canada,
Yeah.
somewhere near Toronto. I can't remember. I don't think you've ever disclosed your exact location or in any of your videos, have you?
No, I'm kind of paranoid of stalkers, so.
Yeah, no, I get that. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm about 5 hours from Toronto. And
okay.
buried in snow.
How cold is it there right now?
I think it's about -20 right now. I haven't even gone outside today, so.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, yeah. So today on my show is my guest, YouTuber, J-pop enthusiast. What other handles do you use?
Music reviewer.
Music reviewer. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Music reviewer. All right. That works for me. So
it's actually -30 right now.
-30. My God.
Yeah.
Man, I've never lived in a place that cold before. I mean, I'm originally from Colorado, where it never gets that cold though.
Oh no.
Maybe at most it's like maybe -20 or something, but
okay.
But never make -30. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes. So anyway, my guest, Hikkipedia. I guess I have to ask, what is that name? I'm really curious. Does that have anything to do with Wikipedia?
Yeah, so I got the idea from Wikipedia, but the Hikki part is from Utada Hikaru.
Okay.
Because her nickname is Hikki, so I'm like her biggest fan, so I just combined the two.
Okay, see, I did not know that.
Yeah, I get asked that sometimes.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you for clearing that up. All right, so I've seen that you've been to Japan before?
Yeah, I've actually been to Japan twice.
Okay.
Once back when I was in college, and then I went again in 2016.
You came here in college, like as an exchange student?
No, just on vacation.
I was on vacation. Okay.
Yeah. I got a bursary from my well, I don't know who was from the school or from the government, but I was an idiot and thought I should just spend that bursary on traveling. So
I don't know.
Like into my student loan, which is what it was intended for.
I guess.
But yeah, so I had a really good friend in high school that was Japanese.
Okay.
And she was an exchange student here. So then I wrote to her and she said I could come stay with her in Chiba. So I came here over the winter break and stayed with her and her parents.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
So that was the first time, because like Canadians, you get like a working holiday visa, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because we Americans, like, we don't get that, so you got that twice.
Yeah. I always forget that.
It's not like you need to know this.
So it must be a bit more complicated for you guys to go to.
I mean, you get the normal tourist visa, which you can get here for only a month, but how long does the working holiday visa last?
I think 90 days.
90 days. Okay, so a little bit over a month. Not that great, I guess.
Yeah, it's like 3 months. Yeah.
All right. So give me a bit of a timeline. Give me a bit of a timeline of yourself on YouTube. You started YouTube back in 2000. Let's see. Wrote it down here. Where'd it go?
13 or 14?
13? Okay. All right. 13. Okay. Because I started in 2009. What originally just got your... Why did you make your start? Or what made you want to start? Was it just wanting to make reviews on YouTube?
Yeah, I didn't know, and I still don't. I don't really know anyone in real life who had the same interests as me in like the Japanese music scene. And originally I thought of doing a podcast like this. And YouTube started blowing up with more creators on it, just like smaller time channels.
Oh, right.
And I thought, well, YouTube is a little bit more accessible than trying to figure out all the audio editing and the iTunes thing. And so I just could set up like my iPad and record and just upload it from there onto the YouTube app. So that's how I started. And I just wanted to meet people online who had that same interest as me.
Yeah, right. A lot of the reason why some people do YouTube is it's like once you like something, you kind of have to put it out there.
Yeah.
Or let me put it this way: if you feel lonely because you're the only person who likes a quote unquote said thing, the only way is that like to tell people that you like it. You have to put it out there, and you have to hope that people will come to you. But
Hmm.
yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, so you got your start in 2013, and I'm guessing you probably stumbled across the J vlogging community because I remember getting a notification, getting that you followed me, and I was looking at your Twitter feed and like, oh, this person has
Hmm.
quite a following.
Well, yeah, it's a small following, but yeah, I have definitely made friends online through YouTube and through Twitter, and it's actually been really awesome seeing people I've chatted to. They also start their own channel and start doing their own reviews and like unboxings and stuff. So I have like this little sub community now of like people interested in J-pop and other Japanese music styles, which is really cool. But yeah, no. So I think I actually watched J vloggers right before I started my channel. I started watching like Victor and Unrested, um, and I don't remember exactly what I was looking for that I initially found the J vlogging community, but
Right,
um,
right. Do
I,
you remember Hana Minx?
yeah, I do for sure.
Um,
Yeah.
I remember talking to her one time, and she was telling me it's how easy it was to find some of us back then. I mean, now
Mhm.
today, I mean, maybe even today it's easier, but it seems like there's like two levels of us right now. Uh,
Yeah.
it seems like there's kind of the lower level, the one I'd say we're on right now, and
Hmm.
then there's kind of like the more upper level. Like the upper level, I'd say is more like um, abroad in Japan,
Yeah.
Charla, maybe
Rachel and
Michaela,
June.
Rachel and June, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
They have sponsorship. They have contacts through YouTube, that sort of thing. I guess you could say the people YouTube deems as appropriate for the channel. I
Yeah.
don't know if I'm allowed to say that. Maybe they'll dox me. But who cares? I don't know. I want to believe I
um,
live in a free country. I want to believe that. I don't want to.
yeah.
I don't want to always constantly self censor myself.
Yeah, it's rough. It's getting a bit rough, Ave, the copy striking and stuff. But
Yeah, well, I guess probably because more of the bigger name people are moving on to the internet. Because before it
mhm.
was just sort of something too new.
Yeah.
Because now everything's like most like the biggest company or the biggest media company, I guess, in the world. I guess Netflix. It's just like everybody's moving on to Netflix now. So I mean,
Hmm.
it feels like nowadays, thanks to like Netflix and everything being pushed on the internet, everything's competing with your attention. You know.
Yeah.
So it's just sort of like it's hard to keep up with everything nowadays.
Yeah, it's like everyone's just screaming from different directions.
But okay, so let me backtrack a bit here. So your timeline, you started in 2013, and then you made it to Japan twice, and
Hmm.
then you've went back to Canada. Do you have any plans in coming back to Japan?
Yeah, so actually, me and two of my best friends are planning a trip for October. So the three of us will be back in Japan for just 2 weeks
That's a good time to come.
this year. Yeah.
The fall and the spring are always the best times to come in Japan.
Yeah, the spring was my last trip, 2016, and it was
Okay.
awesome, but everything was so expensive. Like the
Was
flights were
it?
super expensive. Yeah.
Aren't they making it cheaper nowadays? I mean, because of the Olympics and bad economy and everything. Or you do
I
not know?
I don't know. I always fly Air Canada, so I don't know. Everything in Canada is also a ripoff. So
Wait,
um,
everything in Canada is a ripoff? Why?
yeah, because our dollar is so bad. Our economy is really bad.
Oh, J. True's not doing it for you.
Nah, he kind of sucks. Yeah.
Because I heard like he was good up until he stopped fulfilling his promises, or at least
Well,
that's what I heard.
yeah, that's politicians though, is they're all a bunch of hot air on the campaign, and then once they get into office, they just chill and
Hmm.
yeah.
All right. So tell me, what got you interested in J-pop initially? You just was it just some like you just had this interest in Japanese culture from the very beginning, or
Yeah, so when I was a little kid, like 7 and 8, that was when really big anime started airing over here in English, like Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball. And I was really, really into Sailor Moon. Like it was literally my religion when I was a kid.
oh really? Did you have a favorite? Did you have a favorite sailor?
um, we all liked Sailor Jupiter, but my
Oh,
friend at the
okay.
she's kind of like the tomboyish one. But
Okay.
my friend insisted that when we played Sailor Moon, she was always Sailor Jupiter.
Okay.
Um, yeah, but anyway, so
I never
at the
really
time,
got into the show. I mean, I remember watching an
no.
episode or two,
hmm
but
I guess it's
anyway.
more of like a girl power thing.
Well, yeah. I
It's
mean,
pretty feminine and
well, I couldn't get into Power Rangers either, and that's supposed to be for boys. So I'm like, no, I can't do it.
oh, I was actually never
Okay.
allowed to watch that.
Why were you not allowed to watch Power Rangers? It was too
It was too
too
violent.
violent. Okay.
Yeah, I
I
was
don't
never
think you.
allowed to watch The Simpsons or South Park or
Oh, right. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
My mother didn't like The Simpsons very much,
hmm
but sometimes I could get away with watching it if she wasn't there. But
Yeah.
anyway, continue. You're
Anyway,
saying you liked Sailor Jupiter and you were
yeah.
interested in anime and everything.
So at that age, I didn't even know really what Japan was. Like, I don't know. So the same friend who had to be Sailor Jupiter, her family had a Japanese exchange student come stay with them, and she knew that we liked Sailor Moon, so she brought us some like Sailor Moon gum and candies and stuff like that.
Okay.
And that was how I found out it was Japanese. And I started going really hard into anime as I grew up. So like when I was 13, I loved all the stuff that was on TV again here. That wasn't too violent for me, for my mom. Um,
What is it in
so
Canada? I mean, like, I remember in the United States they had this show called Toonami. They'd
mhm,
play Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball Z and all that kind of adult anime. I guess Sailor
mhm.
Moon's not really adult anime though. Um,
No, well, they changed it when they translated it over here to be more kid friendly.
oh
So
really?
yeah.
Okay. Like I know like Crayon Shinchan, they
Mhm.
only play that late at night, whereas like that's a kid's show here. Like
Yeah.
he's mooning people and saying obscene things and
Mm.
but yeah, what was the station they had? Was it in Canada they have UPN? Is that right? No, is that America? I
No,
can't
I
remember.
don't think so. We had YTV,
Okay.
and that's what I watched a lot of stuff on. So they had like Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball. And later on, like when I was in just starting college, I think, or the end of high school, they got like Naruto and Inuyasha, and then we had another station. Um, I don't remember the name of it now, but they had card captors, or yeah, and we also got Fox, which is an American station.
Oh, like Fox Kids. Yeah, Fox Kids was
Yeah,
awesome back when it was
yeah.
around. Well,
But
that's the one. That's the one that had Power Rangers, I think. It
oh,
was,
probably yeah.
it was like some Arabic guy, I think, or Israeli. I can't remember where he was from. Somewhere in the Middle East, and he brought Power Rangers from Japan, but nobody wanted to buy it for the longest time because everybody thought it was
Oh,
cheesy.
I mean, it is cheesy, but it blew up. It was so huge.
Yeah, well, I guess suppose they were taking a huge risk with it. So,
Yeah, I remember my grandparents sent me and my brother Power Rangers costumes for Halloween one year,
mhm.
and we were like, yes, we can finally be cool, but we still like had never watched the show. So yeah,
Yeah, well, I don't know, cosplay.
yeah. But we were posers, I guess, because we weren't actually allowed to watch it. But yeah, so eventually the internet was a thing, and I started watching anime in Japanese, like downloading it off LimeWire and stuff. And
Oh,
I,
LimeWire. I remember you.
yeah. And then from there, I found like the Japanese theme songs, and that just kind of like jumps to the other J-pop stuff that was coming out at the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. They kind of expanded from there.
Yeah. So I was around like age 14 then when I started getting into it.
Oh, I see. Okay. By the way, how is the fandom with J-pop? Is it anything like the K-pop fandom?
Thank God, no. It's
Yeah,
completely
I didn't think so.
different.
You don't hear about J-pop fandoms in the news, only K-pop ones.
I've been meaning to make a video actually about how crazy the K-pop fans have been.
I was watching, what was it, Philip DeFranco or something about
Uh,
some character's name or some guy's named the Dolan twins, and they're making fun of like K-pop celebrities or something for like 3 seconds or like 3 or 4 seconds, and
yeah.
then supposedly what happened is that these characters or these YouTubers named the Dolan twins or something,
Hmm.
their father died, and then a bunch of these K-pop fans they kind of jumped on them. They're like, "This is karma. Like this is what you get for making fun of, you know, um, making fun of K-pop celebrities." Geez,
That's
like
savage. Oh my God, they're
yeah, it is
crazy.
savage. You gotta watch out for those K-pop groups.
Hmm. Yeah,
What?
I have. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say because I mean, watching some of those K-pop videos, they're very well put together. Like
Oh
production
yeah.
value is so high. I mean, the vocals are really good. I mean, sure, they're all kind of manufactured like they are in Japan, but
Hmm.
um, I don't know. What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say I've criticized some K-pop artists or groups on my Twitter before, and I've received a beating from some fans, gotten a
Really?
talking to and stuff. Yeah,
Like what
yeah,
kind of talking to? Like you just kind of like say, "Hey, that's not cool." Like, no, you aren't cool. You've never been cool. Like, whoa.
they'll like
Okay.
they'll come and look at your profile and see what you like, and then be like, "You're basic. You're a fan of an old lady," and I don't know. They just. I feel like a lot of them are very young, so that's how I'm kind of like
Yeah.
excusing their insane behaviors that they're all in high school. But
Yeah. You just picture all of them being like 14 or like 11 years old or something. Because that's the way everybody talks on the internet, or
yeah,
at least that's the way it seems. I don't know.
sure, yeah.
Okay, so would you say this is a good? So your first song or your first gateway drug into J-pop, if you don't mind the moniker, uh,
Hmm. Yeah, for sure.
um, was Futada Hikaru. Was that right?
Um, Actually, the first artist I think I heard was Ayumi Hamasaki.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you say that? I guess let's say somebody who's just starting out, getting into J-pop. Would you say that's a good starting place?
Yeah, I think that is, yeah. I think there's kind of two different types of fans too. There's me, I'm more into like solo artists and people who write their songs, and there's people who are really into the groups and into like the idol culture, like AKB and those groups.
Hmm.
So I think depending on which way you think you're gonna lean, then yeah, I think Ayumi Hamasaki is a good place to start.
Okay, I
J-pop.
see. What's your opinion about these idol groups in Japan?
Don't get me started.
Oh, okay. No, that's what you want to ask. That's what you want to hear. Some strong opinions.
um, so for I mean I don't know that much about them. But for the ones that I do hear about a lot, like AKB and their like sister groups, like
Right.
whatever.
SKE48.
Yeah. Um, I just feel like they're gross. They give me like gross pedophile vibes,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I get
and
that too.
and just like the contracts they have to sign where they can't have relationships, and if you remember that girl, one of the members a few years ago, how she like shaved her head in apology and
Yeah,
made
yeah, I
like,
saw that. That was insane.
yeah, just because she was caught leaving a man's apartment was, it just seems very abusive. And
Yeah, it seems
yeah.
very awful.
And just like their videos, I've seen a couple where they're portrayed to be very young, which a lot of them are.
Hmm.
They're around 18, some of them are younger, some of them are a bit older. And they're like in bikinis, they're kissing each other. And then they do like the handshake meet and greet things.
Right, right.
And it's just like all creepy. It seems like exploitation to me. And
Yeah, it's more of an exploitative genre than it is really like for entertainment, or I guess
mhm,
entertainment in terms of exploitation. Um, yeah, I remember a friend of mine who was she was half Japanese, and she was trying to like start like her music career here in Japan at first,
mhm.
and then she kept like trying to get these like record labels to sign her, and she said I had to like stop making deals with people in Japan because they always wanted to make me look like I was 15 years old.
Yeah.
And she's like 30, or she's like around my age right now
Mhm.
at that time. But yeah.
That's very creepy. And also the AKB like political thing they do where they graduate members is,
Oh, right, right, right.
I just find that also like kind of degrading. It's like, oh, you've gotten too old, so we need more younger members to come up.
Yeah, yeah, it is a little, it's very hierarchical.
Yeah.
uh yeah, it is something very odd and something very sinister about it.
Hmm.
um but I don't know. Well, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Johnny's. You follow
Yeah.
Johnny's?
I don't really follow them, but I know of them, and I've heard about like some recent stuff that's come out about them.
You mean like scandals?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, all I know, last thing I heard about Johnny's the SMAP broke up, which is good because I'm tired of seeing SMAP on billboards everywhere or on cooking shows. Or
Yeah.
seems a lot of their hype has kind of died, or at least in Japan. It's
SMAP or Johnny's in general.
just SMAP, really. Like,
Yeah.
remember, like you had Kimutaku and like Kimutaku, right?
No.
You don't know any of the SMAP guys?
I don't know their names. No, I don't think so.
Okay, well, good. You're not missing anything. Um, they have like these big SMAP guys, and they have them like in billboards everywhere, and you're like, this guy again?
Mm.
And like, and you have like Japanese people come up to me and tell me stuff about certain SMAP guys, and like I was like, oh, okay, I know about that. And then they kind of expect everybody to know about it. Like, no, nobody knows about SMAP. Maybe like in China or Korea, maybe, but that's about it.
It does seem like they're everywhere. Like they're always on TV. And
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know. Um, okay. So are there any new J-pop stars I should keep my eye out for? Anybody I should be listening to?
um,
Or you feel
well,
like
what?
people should be listening to?
I mean, J-pop. I kind of use it as like an umbrella term to think of everyone like the R&B
Okay.
artists and like traditional pop artists and like pop rock and like a lot of things could be included in that in my eyes. But there's this girl I've been listening to recently who just released her second album, and her name is Riri,
Okay.
and she's a really good vocalist. And I've had my eye on this group called Faky, Faky,
Okay.
and they're not like the super cutesy like girly type of group. They're more like hip hop style. Like in their fashion, they have kind of like more aggressive choreography. But they recently added two members to their group because they lost one. So I'm kind of looking out for them. Like their previous songs have been kind of good. So yeah, they're kind of like an up and coming group.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't know. It just feels like the whole J-pop world is just kind of above me. I guess I stopped really listening to music when I was around high school.
Hmm. So
so
you
I
haven't
don't
really
really.
even listened to music since you
Not
were a
really.
teenager?
I mean, there are some Japanese songs like, if like, oh, that's kind of interesting. Maybe I'll buy it on iTunes, but
Hmm.
that's about as far as I go. Because actually, buying a physical CD is very rare for me usually.
Okay. Hmm.
But I mean, how many do you? When you buy music, do you buy all physical CDs, or do you just buy do you buy any iTunes or like
Yeah,
digital music?
I do buy iTunes stuff sometimes. Usually if I'm not too sure about the artist, like a new thing I'm getting into. But I've actually been collecting Japanese CDs since I started my channel. Um, but like Western artists and stuff, I don't really buy their CDs.
Right, right,
I
right.
don't know why. I just want like the Japanese ones.
Well,
Um,
sometimes the Japanese ones have like nice packaging and nice designs, but
mhm.
I think that's also going out the door now too in
Yeah,
Japan, because it just seems like everything, like it seems like Japan's like at least 10 years behind like North America.
I know. Well, except with AKB because those groups do that thing where you can win tickets to their like meet and greet or whatever, and they're single.
Yeah, that is something
So
they don't have in the States, that's for sure. Or
and
the
it's like
North
the
America, I
physical,
should say.
yeah, in the physical copy. So like top of charts
Oop, am I
and
losing you? I
Genius.
think I lost you. Did I get you?
Sorry, you're
Oh,
cutting
sorry.
out.
I think I lost you in the connection. Okay, or maybe that's
Oh,
me.
sorry.
I don't know. All right, you're back. So
Okay, sorry about that.
no. It's no worries. Okay. Yeah, no, because like when I used to have like nowadays, like if I buy a physical CD, it's because I only want it because it's mine. It's 100% mine. Because like
Hmm.
back then, I mean even now today, it's like once you own something, it's yours. It's 100% yours. It's like I could resell it if I want. Whereas like if I have it on iTunes, I can't really resell it. It's not officially mine. It belongs to
Yeah.
iTunes.
Hmm.
So I mean, I guess if it's something really special, I guess I'll buy it. But I guess that's the way things are now. Anything that's physical is going to cost you a lot of money, or not a lot of money. Just, I guess it depends on what it is.
Hmm. Well, the shipping overseas and everything is what costs the most
Yeah, usually that's the
for
part that
me.
kills you.
Yeah.
What do you use for like J List? Is that one that sells Japanese
Um,
products?
I'm not sure about them. I use CD Japan
Oh,
primarily.
CD Japan. That's right.
Yeah.
I used them too once. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Um, but yeah, no, with iTunes, I find like I impulse buy more stuff on iTunes,
Oh, right. Right.
and then
Once
I'll
you
have
start
certain
cheap.
things in my library. I'm like, I really wish I could return this.
Right.
um,
What would you say is your most valuable CD or item that you own?
oh, I got Utari Hikaru's First Love, um,
Excuse me.
the I think 15th year anniversary edition, and it comes with all this extra like unreleased stuff. And they only made a certain number of copies, and my friend's parents in Japan like kindly shipped it to me.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
yeah,
Kind of your holy grail for
yeah, because it was so limited, like it was hard to get. So um, yeah, it's really cool.
so you could probably pay that to like pay off college debt or something. Something came down to it.
Maybe it's not quite that rare, but
Oh, okay.
yeah,
All right.
it costs like $200.
Oh. Do you know what the
Hmm.
resale value is or no?
I think about the same, but
Oh,
mine
okay.
mine isn't in mint condition, so
How old
might
is it?
actually. It's a few years old now. I guess it's
Oh,
maybe like 4 years old,
hmm.
4 or
I
five
guess,
years old.
yeah, I guess give it a little more time and it'll probably go up in value. That's my guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. All right. Let me switch gears here a bit.
Okay.
In terms of questions. Um, how many bunnies do you own? Because I know you're a big fan of the bunnies.
I am a big fan. I own three.
Three. Okay.
Yeah. I used to have four, but the fourth one passed away last year.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Um, it's okay, but
How
yeah.
long? Well, what's what a bunny's lifespan? How long does it live normally?
Um, it depends on the breed. The smaller breeds live for about 10 years if you get them fixed. If you
Okay.
don't get them fixed, they will probably die at like a couple years old,
Okay.
because they're very prone to cancer,
Oh, what kind of cancer? Do you know?
like all reproductive cancers. So
Oh,
yeah. Um, and then the larger breeds, they usually live for like 5 or 6 years.
really?
Yeah.
Huh. So I'm guessing you have some larger breeds or smaller ones.
I have one larger breed, one mixed, and one small.
Okay.
Yeah, my large breed is 5 years now, so I've got my eye on her, like watching her like a hawk.
Really?
Yeah, she like lives in my home office with me in this room.
What are their names?
This one is Biscuit. Then there's Sebastian and Bixby.
Oh, okay. You said this one. I thought you were showing me a picture.
Oh no, sorry. I mean this one in the room. I'm like pointing at her, but you can't
Oh,
see
I see. Okay.
it.
Biscuit, Bixie, and what's the other one?
Sebastian.
Sebastian. Okay.
Hmm.
All right. Yeah, no, remember seeing some of these rabbits. They have like these. Like on your Instagram account. Do
Hmm.
you post like rabbit stuff every now and then?
Hmm.
Um, do you ever feel like you need to post more bunny stuff? To keep your fans happy, or not really? You just kind of feel like posting whenever. Because like
Yeah.
sometimes I see these like Instagram accounts, like one's for hedgehogs or one's for rabbits, and it's just them, you know. But
Hmm.
and then sometimes I see other ones where it's like it's a good mix of the two.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really care what I post on there. I just post whatever I feel like.
Hmm.
I've never really felt like putting a dedicated account for any of the pets. Um, Instagram is so overrun by spam accounts nowadays that
Oh yeah, it's so annoying.
yeah, I don't want to put more time into it than I already do.
I mean, it does help. It does help you getting more. One thing I've read, or a friend of mine taught me, he says like you need to like put lots of hashtags in all of your
Hmm.
pictures. That way, it kind of like people who want like I don't know bunnies or something, they'll eventually find your photo and they'll like it.
Yeah.
It'll lead to more discovery. The one
Hmm.
problem I found with that is you get a lot of these people who um they follow you like, oh, I got a new follower, yay! And then you go to their page, you're like, oh, it's some jewelry company. This has nothing to
Yeah.
do with me. Like this isn't a real person.
Yeah, they're using bots to follow all these accounts using the hashtags.
Right.
So,
So like I really like turtles, right? And I guess
mhm.
obviously they've noticed this because I always like every picture with a turtle on it. And I get all these turtle accounts always following me. And I'm like, like they're really like hunting down to my likes here. Um and I'm
Was
getting a
it
lot of
was
continue.
it those accounts that are like it's like I love sea turtles or like save the sea turtles? It's like all these random spam accounts.
Kind of. I mean, I
Like
want to
those,
say they're spam, like they look like they're reblogs, not reblogs,
mhm.
reposts, where like they
Yeah.
kind of take pictures from everywhere and they put them into their own account.
Hmm.
Sometimes they're nice enough to like credit who the picture belongs to.
Hmm.
Sometimes they don't, but and sometimes I get these people who follow me, and like if I don't follow them within like I'd say 5 hours or something, they
Hmm.
unfollow me
They unfollow.
immediately.
Hmm. That's on
Like,
Twitter as well.
is it okay?
Yeah,
All
I get
right.
that all the time.
It seems like it's easier to grow an audience on Instagram than it is on Twitter nowadays. It feels like Twitter these days, it's just like it's all about fighting. And like whoever's the best fighter is the winner, you know?
Yeah, Twitter is super negative. I've been removing um, the apps from my phone periodically because I need to get like Facebook and Twitter out of my life, and it
Tell
helps
me
with my
about it.
mental state.
Right, right, right. Um, so let's talk about something. I mean, if you don't want to talk about this, you don't have to. Uh, I'm guessing probably what is your life like outside of YouTube? Are you a full-time worker? Are you a student? Or are you
um, Yeah, so I went to school for animation.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
Wow. Okay.
and I watched your shows with Shivers,
Oh, okay. All right. All right.
and I'm a big fan of hers.
Thanks.
And
Thanks for watching.
one of the more recent ones with some I forget his first name, someone Carter,
Oh, Justin Carter, the
Justin.
filmmaker
Yeah,
guy. Yeah.
yeah, I really like those episodes.
Oh, thanks.
But I have a lot in common with those guys. Um, so yeah, I went to school for animation, and I've been working here in Ontario in animation. And then starting a few years ago, I began teaching at the school I went to, teaching animation. So I teach part time there, and then I also do freelance work, which is sometimes part time, sometimes full time, for a local animation company.
Well, that's interesting. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that you taught animation. I thought that was just a hobby. Okay, wow.
Yeah.
All right. So let me ask you something about that then.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, because I've never taken a single art class in my entire life,
Oh no.
and I mean, I remember like actually no, that's wrong. I have taken an art class. I never took it seriously. Let me put it that
Yeah.
way. When you teach people animation, do you have to do all that stuff like learning vanishing point and circles and shapes and all? Is that where your starting points are? Is that how you teach people?
Um, yes and no. So they have to learn that, but it's in their design class. So
Okay.
when I'm teaching them animation, I'm sort of teaching them about movement and how to depict different types of movement in their animation.
Oh, okay. So movement.
Hmm. I
Like,
teach both hand drawn and computer animation, 2D computer animation.
oh. Which like your style, okay, all right. It's really hard to talk about something on an audio show, but
Right.
do you have a link you can send me? Like some of your samples of some of the stuff? I don't think I've ever seen it. I don't think I've ever seen it on your Instagram or
No, I have a separate Instagram with
just for it.
some just an artwork on there.
Yeah. I guess I gotta work on my sleuthing skills. I say that every interview, but
I mean, I could have, just sent you something to look at before we
I
went
mean,
live,
take a look.
but
It's all right. I'll take a look here. Is it mostly like Japanese style or is it kind of Western style? Do you have any like influences or
um, oh yeah, I have a lot of influence. I would say my style is like a combination of both Japanese and like Disney
oh
type
Disney?
style.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, I sent you a link in our
The
Hangout
thing.
chat.
Oh, Hangout
Yeah,
chat. Okay.
the
All
thingy.
right. Oh, okay. You have your own domain page. Okay.
Yeah.
I see. All right. Oh, okay. I
um,
see. Yeah, it does kind of have that Western sort of Eastern mix feel. I'll put this link down in the chat for since nobody knows what we're talking about. Um, oh boy. If you could see that comment in the chat, I'll let you answer that one.
yeah. Green cyclist in the chat asked, "Do you ever draw hentai animation?" I haven't, but for the right price, I will.
Wow. Okay. You heard it here, folks.
Yeah.
Commissions are now open. I don't know. What's easier to draw? Is it both kind of the same? Like you prefer doing things on the computer? Do you prefer doing things uh with because like sometimes like when I've designed things myself, sometimes I like to draw things first and then throw them
Hmm.
into the scanner and then kind of manipulate them from that. Is that kind of what you do as well? Or do you
Um,
start like because I know that now today it's probably easier with like an iPad or something where you just take like a stylus and you draw it on there.
yeah, I find it's really different. I've mostly transitioned to doing digital art now, but I still keep a sketchbook that I draw in with traditional stuff. Um, I'm looking at the chat.
Green Cyclist says everyone has their price. That's what she's laughing at for reference.
Yeah, it's
Anyway,
true though. So yeah, so for the most part, I do digital art, but I found that it was a huge learning curve, like
oh really?
transcribing what you can do by hand, because that's how I learned all the fundamentals and everything is by hand, and then trying to transcribe that into the tablet has been really weird. And I find that my stuff that I do by hand in my sketchbook, I still can't get my digital drawings to look exactly like that. They always look different. It's
Oh,
like a different artist did them.
so it doesn't exactly feel like your work in a way.
Yeah, yeah, and
Yeah.
it's a struggle. It is a struggle when you know how you want something to look, and then you're sitting down at the tablet and it's not coming out, not coming out, not coming out, right? So,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm looking at this right now, and I'm thinking, did you ever see? There's a new Netflix show that just came out called Hilda. Have you seen it?
oh my God,
What?
I worked on that show.
Oh, really?
yeah,
Holy
my
shit!
name's in the credits.
Really?
yeah.
I was gonna say this looks just like Hilda.
Oh my God. That's
Wow,
why I'm laughing.
that's amazing. Okay, wow. I'm in the
Thanks.
presence of greatness.
Oh
I like
no.
that show. I don't know. It's a cute little show.
Thanks very much. Yeah.
Wait, so what
I
did you do
really.
on it? Now I'm gonna look through the. Now I'm on IMDb now, looking at what you did.
Oh, I don't
Are
even
you,
know if I'm on IMDb.
oh, you're not credited. Like, cause yeah, I've worked on some films here in Japan, and it's just like I
mhm.
don't get credited. But
Oh, why is that?
well, just because they only really want to credit the Japanese actors, or the film's too small to really uh put everybody's name down or something.
Oh, so were you like what were you working on the those films?
Well, I mean, I'm on three film. There's like a one movie I'm really big on. Or I have a my name shows up three times.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, there's this compilation film called ABCs of Death. I worked on F is for Fart, Z is for Zetsumetsu, and J is for Jidai Geki.
Mm-hmm.
I was the EPK assistant. If you know what that
What
is.
is no, what does that mean?
EPK is electronic press kit, meaning I'm the
Oh,
guy
okay.
who holds the camera that kind of does a behind the scenes um not a making of, well, maybe sort of making of. There are some elements of the videos that I shot. Kind of like, you know how like sometimes you check out a DVD and they have like the making of
Yeah.
Jurassic Park or whatever. I'm like,
Yeah.
somebody has to make that. That's me. Well, not Jurassic Park, but I helped out a friend of mine who needed help. So there's that, and there's
Okay.
another movie I made with a friend of mine, Japanese friend named Lisa Takeba, where I'm like I'm a what is it? I'm in a cameo where I'm a construction worker. Anyway, no, okay, yeah, your name does come up here. Okay, I couldn't have time
Oh,
finding it.
awesome.
Background supervisor, episode
Yeah.
1.
I'm
Okay,
on all the episodes, but yeah.
really, your name only comes up for one episode, but you worked on all of them.
I worked
Okay,
on all of them, yeah.
well, that's amazing. Okay,
Thanks.
do you know if I guess I don't know if Netflix will let you say, but do you know if they're making a sequel to the show or season 2, I should say?
Yeah, actually Netflix already officially announced it that season 2 is coming. And it's under development right now.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, I don't. I only watched like one episode, so I guess I have to watch all of them now. Huh.
you don't have to.
Well, no, I want to now because I like kid shows. So I mean, every now and then, not
yeah.
all the time. I mean, last night I watched Mandy. If you know what that is,
I keep hearing about it, but I haven't watched it yet.
that was a brutal movie. I mean, the whole movie's
Yeah.
red, and I
Uh-huh.
mean, it was with Nicolas Cage, and like it's a revenge movie. But
Okay.
I went from that to like maybe okay. I'm to not tomorrow. I'm gonna watch Hilda. Balance it out.
yeah.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this: do you have any other influences or like uh animation that you recommend or styles that you feel like that influenced your current style, the one I'm looking at here?
Yeah, so I'm a big fan of Ghibli, but I haven't watched actually their most recent couple of films. But I really love their movie Spirited Away, is the
Oh,
English
right, right,
title.
right.
That's one of my favorite movies, and I always really like Pixar's earlier stuff. Like the Finding Nemo is like kind of what made me want to become an animator,
Okay.
and I really love The Incredibles. Um, but yeah, I also really like when I was in high school and stuff. The anime stuff that I liked was like Full Metal Alchemist,
Oh, all right.
and yeah, I really like the artist who did the manga for that. And then there's another manga artist in Japan. I think it's a pen name, but her name is Kaori Yuki,
Okay.
and I've always loved her artwork. I think that's kind of influenced me. So kind of coming from all different sides.
I see. What do you think of because like and there's a lot of new animation in I want to I'm not sure if it's probably just America, United States. How do you feel about that? Like when people say I'm an American, do you ever feel do you ever feel disassociated? Because I guess because technically Canada is North America, or do you feel any what's the word? I'm at a lack of words here. Forget it. I don't know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm
No.
saying? Like, do you ever
Well,
get
do you mean?
okay? Here we go. Offended. That's the word I'm thinking for.
Oh
When
yeah.
people say I'm an American.
Yeah, yeah. If someone ever assumes I'm American, I'm pretty quick to be like, I'm Canadian.
Okay.
Like when I'm traveling abroad or something. But uh yeah. We actually have most of our clients for animation there are American. And we kind of have not a big industry, but we have our animation industry is bigger than people would expect because American animators are all unionized
Oh,
and,
right.
and we're not. So they send their work to us, and they can pay us lower wages, basically.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh. I said, yeah, that makes sense because that's where they shoot. Like Hollywood shoots all their movies up there because it's
Yeah.
cheaper, I guess.
Yeah.
Hmm. Um. Well, what do you think of like modern day kind of cartoons like Steven Universe and Adventure Time and uh the Gumball?
Oh
Like
yeah.
the US ones, and not like the
Mhm.
Japanese ones.
Yeah.
Do you have any
Um
strong opinions about those? Or not really?
uh, Universe, I could never get into. I watched like a couple
Right.
episodes of it, and just the humor style wasn't for me. I don't know.
Okay.
And
I've actually never seen it. I mean, the only thing I've really heard about is that it wasn't. It's very trans friendly. That's the only thing I know about
mhm.
it.
Yeah. Um, and then Gumball, I've watched a little bit of.
Yeah.
Um, it honestly gets hard to watch those things when you work on them
Oh, you worked
because
on Gumball.
no. But I mean, when you
Okay.
work on animation,
Oh,
or
I see
say
what
if
you're
you
saying.
like, I'm sure when you watch films, you're looking for all the camera angles and the acting and the color correction, the sets and
Yeah, I
costume
know what
design
you're
and stuff
saying.
like that,
Yeah.
right? So it's the same thing where I'm looking at it like the animation quality and the art style and the voice acting, and it really takes you out of the story.
Okay, you're just
But
constantly thinking about how it was made instead of like
yeah,
focusing on the story. Yeah, I know
yeah.
that feeling.
Adventure Time, I never really liked because I don't know if you've seen it, but I just found like it was
I saw
trying.
the I saw the first episode what was on Nickelodeon. I remember it got pulled and then they
Uh,
rebooted it. But anyway, yeah,
was
continue.
that like was that the pilot?
I think
The
it was the pilot, and it just seemed
Yeah.
like everybody was on drugs when they made it.
Yeah. Yeah, I was in college when that came out and it really blew up among like all the animation students, and we thought it was so funny and stuff. But I found the cartoon itself, it just is like beating you over the head with how weird they're trying to be and like quirky and
Oh,
that
is it
type
kind
of
of like it
style.
feels more like weird for the sake of being weird?
Yeah,
Okay.
which I
Unlike
don't like.
unlike weird done right, or at least in my opinion, weird done right is like David Lynch or something who knows
Hmm.
how to do weird, where it doesn't feel like it's just weird for the sake of being weird.
Yeah.
Or they said in The Simpsons, "Pomo, postmodern."
um, yeah, I actually don't get that many Simpsons jokes because I wasn't
Right? You said your
allowed to
mom
watch
didn't let you
it.
watch it. Yeah, yeah, no. I mean, Simpsons now is horrible. It's like you can't even watch it. But um,
Oh yeah, I haven't watched it in years.
the best
Probably
time to
like
watch it was always around the '90s. The time probably when your
10
mom
years.
told you not to watch it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm guessing because the biggest thing what my mother hated about it was she didn't like Bart Simpson because he used to
Because he was
say these
bad.
no, because he used to say these things like it's like I'm an underachiever and I'm proud of it, that sort of thing.
Oh.
And
Hmm.
there's another one where like he kept saying the word bastard all the time. It's like saying I don't like him saying bastard. I don't want my kids saying bastard. There's a couple of other parts with Bart Simpson. I think it was the biggest thing was just him, because my mother
Hmm.
really didn't like Bart Simpson. But yeah, like now you watch it today, and you're like, man, this stuff is so tame compared to
Yeah.
like stuff on South Park or um, maybe
Even
Family
Family
Guy.
Guy. Yeah.
Okay. So how about Japanese animation, uh,
Hmm.
contemporary ones? What do you think is the best contemporary Japanese animation? Do you have any strong opinions on Shingeki no Kyojin?
Actually, I'm not caught up in it. I've only watched the first season.
Right. I've heard the
Uh,
second season goes downhill, but I don't know much about it.
oh, okay. I don't know. I haven't been able to get into too much very recent anime. I find so much anime, the story has already been done, and the characters are very archetypical. So like every anime has the like serious character, every anime has the comic relief character. They have like the character that eats all the time, and it's just like 100%
Like
predictable.
one character that's the muscle, one character that's the brain, and yeah.
Yeah. Um, but I did watch some of one that was on Netflix that I think you guys were talking about was Carter, the Devilman Crybaby
Oh
show.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah, I haven't finished it, but it was kind of interesting. Um,
Yeah, that's a very perverse show. But yeah, I'm not really into anime, but I mean that
no,
stuff's pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure why I've never really been into it.
or manga.
Maybe it was just the fandoms that kind of scared me from it.
They are
I mean,
terrifying.
sometimes yeah, manga. I can read manga every now and then. I think yeah, it's
Yeah.
always just the fandoms because I remember like we'd always just make fun of them all the time.
Oh.
You know, I mean, I feel awful saying this to somebody who loves anime, and but like, because I remember we had this because I took Japanese class at community college before I came to Japan,
Mhm.
and of course, there's one kid. Everybody else in the class was awesome. They were cool. There's this one kid, and he'd always wear like Naruto, right? The those little hand brace things he always wears. That's like
Mhm.
a what's that, like a harumaki or something on
I don't
his, I
know.
don't know, uzumaki. I'm not sure what it is. I've never watched the show, never followed it. So
Hmm.
um we had those like little hand uh Naruto wristbands, right?
Yeah.
And I remember like our class went out to like we had sushi dinner like as our final, or because we
Yeah.
finished our finals and we went to a real sushi restaurant with like people who really spoke Japanese like to
Hmm.
practice and everything. And because this is America. We had to like drive home, and this guy who was like this huge kind of like I guess weeaboo, who uh we called him Neko-chan because he kept on spelling his name in some kanji, and it was always like he came like says, no, that says Neko. He's like, no, it says Kai. Like that's not the kanji for Kai. That's a kanji for Neko. And like he wouldn't believe us for the longest time, so we just called him Neko-chan all the time. And so Neko-chan, he didn't have a ride home because he lived out in the middle of nowhere, and this is the U.S. where everybody has to have a car, and the only person who'd be willing to drive him was the teacher.
Oh, poor teacher.
And I remember like what was it? I remember she was saying something like, she said that all he kept on asking me was, "So do you have a favorite episode of Dragon Ball Z, or do you like Gundam?" Like, no, I don't watch any of this stuff. It's like, I'm never driving him again. Anyway, true story.
All
right.
Always one.
Yeah, I don't know. What did you study any Japanese before you came to Japan, or did you ever take any classes?
I did so the first time I went to Japan, I didn't really know any Japanese. I knew like sumimasen and those kind of basic words. But then once I graduated college, I did take a class for a year at a private language school. That wasn't part of my college, like any programs or anything like that. But since then, I've kind of just studied casually on my own.
Oh, really? Okay. Do you know Tofugu?
Yeah, for sure.
Have you been using his? I've been using his kanji service. Was it Wanikani? It's
Oh, the
really
app?
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like an app teaches you kanji. I'd like to get him on this show. I mean, I don't know if he'd agree to it. He's probably too busy, but
Yeah.
yeah, no,
He
I
used to
highly
make
recommend that.
videos.
That's true.
He used to
Yeah,
make
he did use to
videos
make
very
videos.
good.
He has his own podcast, and I listen to that every now and then. It's kind of really disorganized, but not like this is really well organized. But um, but yeah. Well, that's it. I'm out of questions. Anything you want to say before we go?
Thank you for having me on.
Yeah. Go to emilyhan.com to request
Your
commission.
hentai.
Or hentai. I'm not going to request that. I feel awful asking that. But yeah, the Hilda's on Netflix. You can go watch it now if you haven't.
Yeah, watch Hilda.
Yeah. Well, now I'm gonna go watch the shit out of it now.
Yeah. I'm currently working on DC's Superhero Girls.
Oh, really? Okay.
And yeah, they've just released some teasers for that. So you can check those out on YouTube and social media.
That's cool. I'm gonna take a look at that. Yeah, I hope DC can get their act together. DC's not. Well, this looks kind of nicely drawn. Huh. All right. Well, okay. Well, I guess I gotta end it. I gotta go to work.
That's too bad.
That's okay, because it's morning my time, and it's like close to the end of your day, your time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So this has been a live recording here on YouTube. You can, if you're not listening to the show on iTunes, you can go to the link below this page and click on that iTunes thing, so you can listen to this on the go when you're doing dishes, jogging, I don't know, whatever it is you guys do best. You can listen to it that way if you don't like looking at talking faces. Next week on the show is nobody.
Oh no.
Well, I mean, nobody for now. We're probably going to put the show a little bit on hiatus just for a little bit to catch up on other work projects I need to finish.
Okay.
Or maybe there might be somebody at the end of Friday. I don't know. It's TBD. I should just say that. Next week on the show is TBD.
Just say it's a surprise.
It's a surprise. It's a surprise. You get nothing. Like, did you ever see that one? You know how like Facebook kind of always shoves these videos on your feed, and like it's like sometimes they have those like really funny ones. I remember seeing this one where there's this guy. He had this huge box, and he opens the box, and then it's another box, and then he opens that box, and inside that box is another box, and then it just keeps like getting to like a smaller and smaller box. So like the box is like this big, right? The size of like, and he opens like the tiniest box, and inside that box is a penny. So maybe that's what my viewers are gonna. No, that's not what my viewers are gonna get. But anyway, that's yeah, yeah. So until then, I'm Radrey, and
I'm Hikkipedia.
see ya.
See ya.